Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think we were discussing about chemical shift and molecular structure. If we know the exact value of chemical shift, you can easily determine or you come to know that what kind of the molecular structure that molecule has. That type of the information we will get quickly by analyzing chemical shift. So far we have discussed some of the example like as a vanillic proton, aromatic proton, aliphatic proton, aldehydic proton, acetylenic proton, Y-acetylenic proton, shielded as compared to as a vanillic proton with the help of example and the appropriate reason behind it that we have discussed clearly. The next point we are going to discuss right now is a benzylic proton, benzylic and the allylic proton. Next one, F point is a benzylic, 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 benzylic and allylic, benzylic and allylic proton. Benzylic and allylic protons are also deshielded even though they are even though they are attached to sp3 carbon atom, they are attached to sp3 carbon and first of all we must know these system, benzylic system and the allylic system. These are the some of the system, and these systems are frequently vanillic system, benzylic system, allylic system. So this type of the systems. So benzylic system, in previous case we have discussed about the vanillic proton. Vanillic proton means which is attached to carbon carbon double bond. This is known as a vanillic proton. Now here benzylic proton means what? Benzylic proton, let's see over here. Here is a benzene molecule, right? And that benzene molecule further attached to methyl group or any CH2 maybe. So this is the side chain and this system is known as benzylic system. This is known as a benzylic system. First, or you may write over here, suppose as a CH2 then CH3, and this is known as a benzylic system. This is also as a 3 methyl group. Here are the 2 methylene group which is known as a benzylic system. Understood? First you know the what do you mean by the benzylic system. Now is a allylic proton. What do you mean by the allylic proton? Let's see here allylic proton also. Suppose here carbon carbon double bond and here is a methyl group over here, this, and this methyl group, this system is known as a allylic system. while studying UV spectroscopy, we have learned two systems. One is a Dine system and another one is a Enone system. Dine system means there will be a carbon-carbon double bond. It should be alternatively placed. That system is known as a Dine system. And Enone system means what? Along with that carbon-carbon double bond, there is a carbonyl group which is present in a conjugation, means that double bond should be present at alpha and beta position. This is alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, also referred as Enone system. So that type of the system here, this is a allylic system, is carbon-carbon double bond and then attached further as a methyl group. So this system is known as a allylic system. So, and suppose the simplest one is there, carbon-carbon like this are attached to CS3. So this type of the compound is called as a alkyl system. Alkyl system, this one. Alkyl system or alkylic proton, and or this is known as a alkylic proton. Alkyl system, this is a allyl system. Allyl system. Now, allyl system, if you observe this structure carefully, what would be the hybridization of this carbon atom? This carbon atom shows as sp3 hybridization, but nearer that there is a carbon-carbon double bond is there, and therefore this methyl group, the chemical shift value is found to be 2.1 to 2.3 delta, or we can call it as a ppm, parts per million. Why? Even though it is a sp3 allylic carbon atom, in the simplest one we have seen, this is suppose this proton which is attached to sp3 carbon atom, it always shows as a 0.9 delta value. Chemical shift were found to be 0.9 delta value, the same methyl group, but that methyl group further attached to the carbon-carbon double bond. So there is a de-shielding effect is observed due to the presence of carbon-carbon double bond, and this system is termed as allylic system. Allylic system, this one, and the chemical shift value is found to be 2.1 to 2.3 delta, or 2.5 delta, not 3. Let's see here, 2.5 delta, where this is a alkyl proton, and alkyl proton, as we know that delta values is found to be 0.9 delta value here. This. And now here this is a benzylic proton, benzylic system, and in the benzylic system the value of this methyl group, this proton, generally found to be 2.3 to 2.5 delta. Remember this one, these are very close to each other. So still, because here is carbon-carbon double bond, and this is also fallen in as it is just like as allylic system, but there is a further two carbon-carbon double bond. They are the aromatic compound because alternatively placed over there, and as we know that aromatic compounds are more stable than the aliphatic compound, because aromatic compound has a certain criteria. Those are following some criteria, like as it should be cyclic in nature. Aromatic compound must be cyclic in nature. It must have opposite carbon-carbon, alternative carbon-carbon double bonds are there, fully conjugated, and obeys Huckel's rule, which is 4n plus 2 pi electron and those organic compound fulfilling these criteria are termed as aromatic compound, and those are not fulfilling these criteria are called as aliphatic. Generally, in a broad way, we can classify these organic compound in these two broad class. So now the benzylic and the allylic proton lie in the region where the induced magnetic field and applied magnetic field are parallel to each other, similar to vinylic or aromatic proton, and are de-shielded as compared to other sp3ch proton. See over here, benzylic and the allylic proton, when the external magnetic field is applied, then applied magnetic field and induced magnetic field, they are parallel to each other, similar to the vinylic proton and the benzylic aromatic proton, and that's why these protons are de-shielded. De-shielded means chemical shift value are high, similar to other, even though which so attached to the sp3 carbon atom. That's it. Now let us discuss the next example, which is frequently observed in the organic chemistry. Let's see what is that. The point number, I think Z. F we have seen, now is a Z. The OH proton of carboxylic acid, the OH proton of carboxylic acid, the OH proton of carboxylic acid are most de-shielded, most de-shielded and peak due to them, and peak due to their appear at very high delta value, very high delta value. The OH proton of carboxylic acid are most de-shielded and peak due to them appear at higher delta value 10 to 13. Here is a 10 to 13 delta. 10 to 13 delta. Why this so? As we know that carboxylic acid, the general formula of acid, which you know that this is the general formula, RC double bond O and this OH. Now we know that OH, there is a alcoholic or the phenolic OH. These are the two different concept, but these proton are highly acidic in nature. As we know that after the dissociation, what is going to attain equilibrium? The bond between oxygen and hydrogen atom cleave very easily. It will produce R C double bond O minus and plus H plus. This proton, just like as a naked proton, there is no electron around it, and that's why the chemical shift value are found to be 10 to 13 delta or ppm, you can call it. So why this so? Because that proton are very de-shielded, because delta value 10 to 13, and whatever conjugate base is formed, that base is well stabilized due to the electron withdrawing group, is due to the carbonyl group, it get stabilized due to the resonance like this, and that's why we can write here R O minus double bond O. So that type of the resonance stabilization occur over there, and there is a less possibility of combination of that proton after the dissociation, and therefore it is a highly de-shielded proton, and this is a highly de-shielded proton, highly de-shielded proton, which is a highly de-shielded proton, highly de-shielded proton due to the dissociation, proton H plus is formed, which is without any circulating electron around it, and is as good as a naked or bare proton. The induced magnetic field is nearly absent and no shielding effect at all, giving rise to peak at a very high delta value. That is the reason why it will be more de-shielded. So now you might be familiar with the approximate chemical shift values, and you can now somewhat able to write the approximate chemical values of those proton which are present at different chemical environment. Non-equivalent protons get coupled and equivalent proton do not couple. That we will see later on. But here remember, suppose the delta value around 7.3, what it indicates? It suggests that the presence of aromatic proton in the organic compound. Suppose the chemical shift value appear around 9.7, it suggests that there is a aldehydic proton is present. Suppose chemical shift value or the peak appear around 0.9 delta, it clearly indicates that the protons are saturated protons. If the value appear around 2.3, it clearly indicates that which is a benzylic protons. If the value, the chemical shift value appear around 5.5 or 5.3 or 5.2, or 4.5 clearly indicate that there will be a olefinic protons are present. So in this way we can easily come to know that by knowing the chemical shift value chemist can definitely know what kind of the protons are present or absent, and by knowing this thing he can easily predict the structure of the organic compounds. Now let us move on to the next point. H. Next point will be, after the G there will be H, I think. A, B, C, D, E, H. Let's see here the next point. As the number of alkyl substituent increases, as the number of alkyl substituent increases, there is a de-shielding and delta hallucination. There is a de-shielding, and delta value increases. As the number of alkyl substituent increases, there is de-shielding and delta value increases. That is a general rule for this. Now let's see here the example. You see here R, C, H, H and H. Now look at R maybe as a alkyl group or aryl group, but here just remember these are the 3 hydrogen atom, and delta value is appear around 0.9, that is a methyl proton. These are the methyl proton. Now let us see another one, RC. Another R I am attaching here, H and H, that is a methylene proton, and delta value, we go on adding 0.4 over here, it becomes 1.3. So this is a methylene proton. This is a methylene proton. Now I am gradually increasing. Go on adding R group, there is a hydrogen atom, and this is known as a methine proton. Again go on adding as a 0.4, you will get 1.7 delta value, and this is known as a methine proton. Now see here, these 3 structures are very clearly drawn here, and the sentence which is written here, as the number of alkyl substituent increases, alkyl means R group, alkyl substituent, if you observe this structure you will see only one R group. In this structure there are 2 R group, in this structure there are 3 R groups. Now, but if you again observe this structure, all these 3 proton or hydrogen are chemically equivalent, and therefore they appear, the peak appear around 0.9 delta. This this is known as methyl proton. Now, one of the hydrogen atom I am replacing by R means one alkyl substituent increases in the second structure, and if you observe this structure carefully, there are two protons. Are these protons chemically equivalent or chemically non-equivalent? Yes, definitely these two protons are chemically equivalent, and therefore the delta value should appear around 1.3. Here go on adding as a 0.4. 0.4, if you add as a 0.4 in this figure, the value comes out to be 1.3, that is a methylene proton. Now, gradually I am increasing the R group. There are 3 hydrogen atoms, only 1 protons are there, and that proton is known as a methine proton. And again I am adding here 0.4 in that value. The value comes around 1.7, which is a methine proton. So by knowing these sum of the basic values of those particular proton, what kind of the system they are having, on the basis of that we can easily determine approximate values. We can easily measure the approximate values of those protons. Now let us consider here one table, that is, unfortunately no proper justification for this available. Now the table 7.3 gives the characteristic delta values for proton in different chemical environment, and that table 7.3 approximate chemical shift for some protons, which is given in the table. I think that table is somewhat bigger, so that table we will discuss in the next lecture. Let us wrap up the today's lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.